things that made me realize that just the other day is that I asked my mom what she wanted for her birthday. Her birthday was just now. She became 72, which is ridiculous also. And it's funny that I don't know what age it happened with you, or maybe it didn't, but at one point I went from, oh, it's my birthday, I want this, I want this, I want this, and this, till like, I just want, I'm glad to see another year. And I asked her, and we've been always like that sort of, but I've asked her, like, what do you want for your birthday? And she said, you know what, I only want from everybody a nice letter. And that's the greatest gift, because then you know how people feel about you, and it's something you can cherish forever. And that designer shoe bag or whatever you give her, that ends up in the closet anyway. So that was such a good reminder that I think in this age of technology, I love the computer, I'm on it every day, but I was writing that letter, I thought, oh, you know what, I'll sit down somewhere in a coffee place and then I'll write a nice, good, long letter. I realized I didn't write a letter for like maybe 10 years, a real letter. So I started writing, and I was in this coffee place, and I thought, I'll just write a really nice letter about how I feel about my mom and what she done for me, blah, blah, blah. And after the first minute, I was... People were like, are you all right? Okay. Because you just want to be thankful, but you realize when you're thankful and you're really writing it down, it's a whole different thing than just blurting it out or thinking it somewhere in your head. I saw you can roll your eyes one time tonight. Because we are still like that. We travel all the time together. My mom is my manager. So we are like, I'll be, Mom, and she'll be like, you didn't do this and this. And that's okay, but once in a while you have to express how you're thankful to anybody who's around you. It could be your father, your mom, your brother, your sister, your kids. But the funny thing is, try writing it down again. It was a shock to me how we forget about that, how we forget about just how a letter,
and you know, that's how they used to history. A lot of history is told through letters, and you know, we've lost that. We need to. My mom has a whole collection of letters. She has letters that my dad wrote each other when he was in the service. She has a letter that he wrote to her parents when they wanted to get married. She has a letter I wrote to her when I said I wanted to get in the radio, and she showed that to me. And I'm gonna tell you, just to keep that stuff that's a good idea, Inge. Really good idea.
Christmas in the Netherlands, how on Christmas Day they write letters. No, actually it's another holiday, but it's sort of the same for kids.
She was asking if that was a tradition in the Netherlands.
Yeah, and we do write each other, but I have to say most of the time they're naughty rhymes. And the worst thing is you always do it like the day before, because you're always so busy and you have to write. Sometimes you're unlucky and you draw somebody, but you can also draw like a whole family. So you have like 7 people to write poems for. It has to rhyme, first of all, and then it's always last minute. And then, not to make fun of this, but I used to have be close with a family, and we always celebrated it. But half of the family was dyslexic, so I would be, and I told them. I mean, they were open about it. They're also laughing about it. But I would just spend the whole night till 4 o'clock at night writing the poems, like, you know, you're my greatest friend. I'll be with you till the end. Blah 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 blah. And it costs you a lot emotionally and also sleep. And then they would read it, and they say, "You're my greatest friend. I'll be with you till the dark." And they said, yeah, you should have known better than to celebrate this holiday with a dyslexic family. Not making fun of it, just that it takes a lot of time and effort to do that. But actually it is a nice tradition, because you always write with a sort of tongue-in-cheek. You write stuff that, you know, really reflect the personality of the ones you're writing to, and it can be naughty and funny and a little bit critical, but in a nice way. And even that has gone. You know, everybody in Holland now writes the poems on his computer. It doesn't have the same meaning, so it is true. You have to sometimes sit down, not with this feather thing, but like a normal pen, bunch of paper. It's good. So I wanted to ask you guys, because I also would like to hear from the audience, but we've been talking a lot.